Last year, Florida State had 3 defenders register 7 or more sacks for the season. They had 4 actually register 6 or more. But how many will register 7 or more sacks this season for Florida State on defense?
7 or more.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a lot of sacks, brother.
It is.
I mean, Peyton should.
Yep.
Oh, I don't. Wow. So first of all, for the purposes of kind of talking this through, give me the players who did it a year ago.
Okay. I'll take you through the top 5 on the team. With 9, Jared Verse. With 7,
Yeah, I know that one.
7, Patrick Payton. Not a surprise.
Yeah.
7, Kalen DeLoach. Kalen DeLoach, big time from the second level.
Rare to have a line. Okay, all right.
With 6, Braden Fisk. And then 5th place on the team was Josh Farmer with 5.
Okay, so I'll say 3 because I was going to go with Farmer already, and I was going to go with Peyton already, and then some other player will do it. I don't, there is no Jared Verse on this team. You brought in some weapons off the edge that I like. One of them, though, is I think a edge setter against the run as opposed to rushing the passer. I don't think you're going to have a linebacker do this, but maybe I'm wrong because you are bringing in an Alabama kid who's pretty light, fleet of foot. They may utilize that. I'll go with 3, a total of 3.
I think 2.5 is the number there, definitely. 1 for sure, but then could Marvin Jones Jr. be on the field enough? Could there be enough attention?
That's what
Yeah, it's not an easy answer.
It's difficult. I think that's difficult because if Marvin Jones Jr. takes a huge step and plays a lot, then the answer I'm going to miss on this and it'll go over. But that's tough. It's hard to know right now. So yeah, I'll just say 3. Go for it.
It should also be noted, quick footnote, that the second leading linebacker with sacks was Lundy. It wasn't Tatum Bethune, and Lundy had 2.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2, but I mean, you double that with more reps.
One of them was huge against LSU.
Yep, yeah, that is correct. Now, here's the second and final question. This is about receiving. Florida State had 3 receivers eclipse 500 yards last year.
Mm-hmm.
3 receivers eclipse 500 yards. We've done this with the running backs, but now with the receivers. How many Florida State targets will amass over 500 yards receiving next year?
That's a good one, man. I really feel like, I'm telling you, I think Hakeem Williams is going to. I think that Morlock will. I think another receiver will. So let's see if that's a healthy. Give me one more. 3.5 is the number there, Tom. Don't you think?
Well, judging by first impressions with tour of duty only, but Azarie Thomas in the interview that we ran last hour said he's looking forward to going up against Malik Benson because he's already seen what everybody else has. So he's looking forward. Man, you don't say that if the kid doesn't impress you athletically with what you've seen in the tour of duty stuff. So if that's the case, I think Malik Benson's got a real chance. And this is a one and done year for that kid. All the incentive in the world. They didn't have an offense that went through progression 2 or progression 3 last year. It's got to happen for Malik this year, and everybody knows about his speed. I think Malik Benson's a really good candidate to say that he's going to clear that threshold.
Yeah, that would make 4. And man, that's nice distribution right there too. I'll tell you what, I do think it's 4 and maybe more. That sounds crazy to say, but yeah, I think they're going to be pretty balanced with their approach and their attack here. We haven't talked about Destin and what he could be. I mean, he was hurt this year. He got a lot of time, man. He was going to play a lot. They loved him. He is, I think he's poised for great things too. Golly, that is a toughie, man. We may end up seeing this thing at 4.5. That's a fun little bet.
Well, that's where, both of these, you realize how balanced you were this year as it is. And defensively, how balanced you were up front at that D line and by extension, the front 6 with Kalen DeLoach. But when you have 5 dudes turning 5 or more sacks like that, usually that's a footnote that you talk about in a pregame before every game. It's like, look at how it really kind of snuck up on us last year. I think because we racked up a ton of them against Florida and Louisville in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I think you're right.